Hello, we are Cliff and Steph, and we're from Washington State. We now find ourselves living in California. Please join us as we go through life's little adventures.
The last time on Ger-R-Done, we went to community services and gave away some food. I fixed our jiggle machine from wobbling and went to the immediate care in not Desert Hot Springs, but Palm Springs. Well, we're on the move again. We're gonna go see Clark Reams as we get together once a month for a little deacons meeting to talk over the issues of maintenance of the church. So we're meeting at south of the border today. So that's where I'm headed to leaving Steph home. I'm sure that would just annoy her and to listen to us talk, and also I'll bring her back something which she'll enjoy. So off we go. So here we are at south of the border. Little bar and tavern that just and restaurant. And there's the Seventh Adventist Church. I just still think it's pretty interesting that we have a tavern right next to the Seventh Adventist Church, and they have a special vegetarian menu right there just to accommodate Adventists. And believe me, the owner of that tavern knows every Adventist by his face, because when we go in there, he shakes our hand and makes sure that we feel like we're welcome in his establishment. Plus, he feeds you plenty for as much as you pay for it. So they know. I thought that is really interesting. I've never run across that before. Here you go. There's my plate. There's my vegetarian plate. And there's Clark. He's chowing down. So it won't be long, and that's gonna be all gone. We come over to the church to do a few things, and then when we got there, we had some people there that had a death in the family, and then they had a lot of clothes and stuff to donate. Just accidentally we met up with them, so we brought them over to the community center where we're at right now. And then so while we're at it, we decided to take a look at the toilet, which has been leaking, and so we wanted to look at it. Now Clark is running after some tools, and he's going to be back in a minute, and we'll take that holding tank off of the toilet, and so we can get at it and fix it either today or whenever we get around to it. But it's got to be fixed, so we might as well get at it. So I'm just sitting here waiting for Clark to get back. Well, there's the sign for the church. I don't like those little green lines. Those green lines hold some little light pods, and I don't know what somebody's idea was. And they put one of those little light pods right there in the middle of the logo, and plus that whole logo is coming apart. So I'm going to take that down and fix it. Pull off those green stripes, because that's really distracting. And, I don't know who put that up. Well, I do have the idea who put that up there, but it was a bad decision. That with the good intentions, it was the wrong thing to do.
Something off the back of this that goes into the wall.
Could be, but you're getting it. There it goes, coming loose.
Which is maybe a wise thing to do. Yeah, that's probably why it's so stable. Just a couple of screws.
Got some studs in there. Oh, okay. There she comes. I'll get it. Okay, here's the sign that we took down. And we got a little damage going on there, but I think it's reclaimable. And some of these things have come apart. Look at how that's come apart right there. and we'll have to fix that. It is fixable. Coming apart here and here too. There, the dirty deed is done. Mucho better. Mucho better. What do you think, Clark?
Yeah, look better once it's. What kind of key would really work in something like that?
I don't know. Clark found something he didn't understand the first time we see it. Now we're going to try to figure out what it is and if we have a key for it. Maybe it's part of the security system. Of course, I don't know what the
Knox company.
Knox.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, it could be a security box, maybe for the fire department security.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Not knowing can be dangerous.
Well, I always find it fun to work with somebody who has been a professional, especially a retired professional, and that would be Clark. He's my assistant at the Desert Hot Springs Seventh-day Adventist Church, as him and I maintain that, or try to maintain it to a certain degree anyway. So it was an enjoyable day hooking up with Clark, and we enjoyed a nice meal. A very interesting situation there where the Seventh-day Adventist Church was built right next to a local tavern and restaurant. But you know that generally speaking, Adventists avoid patronizing establishments that serve alcohol. And I would say this is probably one justified exception. That we have a good working relationship with that owner of that business. So, and he pays particular care and attention to his clientele. So, and while we were there, just after we had lunch, then there were some people who stopped by and had some clothes they wanted to drop off at the community center, and the community center then, of course, is where the Adventists give out food and clothing to people who want it and need it. And that was just kind of a freak coincidence that we would be there at the same time, and we were able to let them in and accommodate them on that. But while we were there, we had a toilet that was malfunctioning, so we took a look at it. Long story short, we're just gonna pull the whole thing out, put a whole new one in, and call it good. So then there's the sign on the church building. It was starting to deteriorate, and also somebody had the brain fart, if you want to call it, an idea that they wanted the sign lit, a lighted sign, so they put 2 green stripes of wood underneath the letters, and then they put little lights that were solar powered, and of course 2 things: the strip of wood, the green strip of wood, and the lights actually distracted from the letters, and that's not good. Plus the lights didn't light up the letters; it just lit up nothing. They were just little light bulbs in a row, so it was very ineffective. I think if someone just had a bad idea and sold it to a group of people that thought it was a good idea, and after I removed that, I did get some pushback. So some of the older people were very disappointed. But rather than to have a few people who didn't like the idea of my removing it, I think it's better that we have the general public who respects us for having a professional sign that's not all goobered up with having a hard time finding the right word there, but the nice and neat, clean look to it. Of course, in that, the logo, it would have been perfect. There would have been zero maintenance needed on that logo had somebody used the proper adhesive. And that was really a sad state of affairs. Someone really messed up on that, because the adhesive that was holding those colors together failed, and then actually it was evident that parts of the sign had dropped down, broken, and they tried to MacGyverize it back together, and that it looked bad, and I'll get that all fixed and taken care of. So anyway, it was a good day. I had a lot of fun, got a lot accomplished, and I'll show you as time goes on how I'll fix that sign. So. Okay, I got a little problem here. I'm going to show you what it is. Sprinkler system seems to be something you have to maintenance continually. And here, I'll show you. So I want to take care of this before I go into town in case I have to buy some parts. Here we go. See that little codger right there leaks all the time. And I've noticed that the water's not on, but it still leaks. There's the rose bushes, and you can see some of the calcium there, that it was looking like a swamp. Actually, the dirt still is quite moist, and I think it was getting overly wet because this was running all the time. And that one over there, same thing, although you can adjust the tops right here, and you can loosen them up. See how now it started running? You can tighten them. Well, this one right here, I can loosen it, but it won't tighten to the point. Oh, there it did now. It was stopped running. So that I've noticed since these things have started drying out, you got some new growth right here. That's really cool. I don't know what's going on here. Grandpa spent a lot of time on his roses, and I've got a lot of work to do on these. Now that they're getting big, I got to figure it out. So the bottom line is even when the water's off, these drippers are still dripping. So let's go over here. So you can tell that this is wet all the time. I'm not really happy about that. Really not. Don't think that's right. So this is a solenoid, and this is a diaphragm in here. I did a little research on the internet, and given that you have so much calcium buildup, I'm suspecting that we have calcium buildup in the diaphragm here, and it's preventing that from closing, or the solenoid is bad. So what we got to do, check the solenoid first, and if that doesn't stop the problem, you know, something could be caught underneath there, we'll have to take the next step, take this off. I kind of want to do that before I go to town. So let's get started. Alright, so I've turned the water off. Now I'm going to open up and relieve some of the pressure. Now on the other ones, this thing just twisted right off. I don't think I'll probably have to unscrew this. Okay, so we got to remember which one goes to where. And I didn't come prepared to mark that, baby. Okay. This one goes on that side. Boy, that's hard on my own knees. No, I don't think that we're gonna get this baby. It's gonna stop right there. I'm gonna have to take this whole thing off. Oh, that's something I really didn't want to do. Oh, yeah, come off too fast. Hope that was just water. There's a little piece of something right there. Garbage type thing. All this looks okay. Alright. Now let's this doesn't look like it's got calcium buildup on it. That's the valve. Well, there's a little something right in there. Yeah. I'm not seeing any problems in there. Now on the videos, oh, there's little stuff right there. Not anxious to pull that out. Okay, so let's put it back.
Next time on Ger-R-Done, Steph and I go shopping at Winco, and Stephanie helps herself to some frozen yogurt as a treat after we got all done. I show you how to fill some ink cartridges with ink, save a little money. Then later on that evening, we went to Vespers, where Dixie gave a rundown of the history of the Pathfinders youth group of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. On Sabbath morning, Violet plays the piano, Tom Moen leads out in song service, and also delivers the sermon.
Even forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him all things were created,